Let's talk deen now. 30, 40, 50 years ago, there's nothing called depression. Depression is a sign of weak iman, weak faith. So going elsewhere and seeking therapy or solution elsewhere is a sign of weak iman. Isn't reading Quran enough? Isn't dhikr enough? Isn't having tawakkul in Allah enough? So does depression exist? And if it does exist, why do more zikr? Pray more Quran, pray more salah? That should probably heal.
This is the typical Maulvi's question. This is what offends most people suffering from depression. And I'm not even making that up, I've heard it. There are people who, okay, you're asking me a question in podcast, who have actually said this on the mimbar. And I think it's because they've misunderstood the verse in the Quran. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. That is their wazifa ta'wīz, isn't it? That verily in the remembrance of Allah, the hearts gain peace. So if you don't have peace, you have depression, tum to gunegar ho. Just read Quran and zikr like you said. So then, any doctors in the house tonight? No doctors? MashaAllah, you doctor, yeah? How would you feel listening to that? Do you get people, are you GP? MashaAllah, so you get a lot of people coming to depressions, antidepressants. How would you feel listening to that? That's it, like I've understood, just be honest. Like I said, Imams and ulama, we're here to discuss. So if we make mistakes, we're happy to be corrected. I've been corrected. MashaAllah, Maulana Hassan's here as well. MashaAllah, he's an alim as well, works in mental health. So I'm sure he will agree that hearing that depression is because of your guna. Just do Quran, zikr, everything will be okay. This also, there's a few questions where you could do a whole podcast on this. A whole podcast on this. First, faith and therapy are not opposites. Do we agree? Iman, Islam, your Quran, belief in Allah versus counseling, healing, energy healing, ruqya, cupping, any sort of yoga, if you believe in yoga. I know it's a controversial issue, but let's say meditation or something. They're not opposites. The Prophet ﷺ, there are many things mentioned in hadith which are there, the dua, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-huzn. It's there in hadith, isn't it? So if there's no depression, why is the Prophet ﷺ in the purest of time, golden zamana, khairul qurun, asking Allah's refuge from sadness and grief and depression? Number one. Number two, Yaqub alayhi salam in the Quran, if any Muslim says tum gunegar ho, depression ho gaya, gunegar ho, then Yaqub alayhi salam ne kaun sa guna kiya when the Quran says وَبْيَدَّتْ عَيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْحُزْنِ? When Yusuf alayhi salam was thrown in the well to assassinate, kill him, finish him, he lost his beloved son, he cried so much. I've never heard anybody cry so much losing their son, the eyes went blind. That was sadness and depression as well. Did Yaqub alayhi salam not do dhikr? He didn't remember Allah. Number two, the Prophet ﷺ, when he lost his most beloved supporter, his wife Khadija radiallahu anha, the Prophet ﷺ wasn't sad for a day or for a week. The Prophet ﷺ didn't visit the GP's clinic. Amul Huzn is in Sirah. Amul Huzn, a year of grief. Wow, for all those men, macho men, alpha men out there who think, so what if my wife died? I just get another wife. I just get another wife. The Prophet ﷺ, when he lost his beloved wife, was sad, depressed even, low mood for a year. And also Abu Talib as well, he wasn't Muslim but his supporter. Two main supporters he lost. The Quran and the Seerah says, Amul Huzn, a year of grief. So how can anybody say that we're not allowed to go through grief and depression and low mood and it's just sins? This is wrong. We believe in Quran. Many people who would come to me for counseling, I say listen to Quran, because listening Quran is readily available on YouTube. Not everybody can read. If you can read Quran as much as you can. Do dhikr. Say la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We also recommend counseling and any form of therapy, which obviously in the guidelines of Sharia, you can do. But you can't say it's against tawakkul. And very quickly, I know we're short on time, with tawakkul, because a lot of people raise this, not just in counseling, when we do ruqya as well. Astaghfirullah, you can't do ruqya, it's against tawakkul. What sort of tawakkul? There's three types of tawakkul. One, tawakkul, where you don't use any means. Yeah? Where you don't use any means, you totally rely on Allah. Not many of us have this. This is what the Prophets had, alayhi salam. Total reliance, 100% on Allah. The second tawakkul is the one we need to adopt. 50% means, go to the doctor, go to the counselor, go to the healer, and 50% tawakkul. कि डॉक्टर का इलाज होगा लेकिन अल्लाह के हुक्म से. Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. And the third tawakkul, the jahil's tawakkul, the ignorance tawakkul. No means. No means. Cancer हो गया, Allah शिफा देगा. Allah shifa dega. Brother, did you have chemotherapy? No, Allah shifa dega. Then mashallah, all of you have parked your car, leave your car doors open tonight. Don't knock on, don't put the alarm on. Leave your house and windows, house doors, windows open. Tawakkul ala Allah, jahiloka tawakkul. You tie the camel, then you trust in Allah. Hopefully that answers the question.
Jazakallah. So we've only got a few minutes. We'll hopefully try and wrap it up in 3-4 minutes. Okay, so